Hey everyone, you got the Bub031 here again, and we are at the Nick Smith Center where the Arnprior train show is happening on June 3rd and 4th. We're going to go take a look inside. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So as we're walking into the Nick Smith Center, the show was actually in two halls. So we had the community hall. We're going to go there later. But right now, we're going into the main arena. And as you can see, this is a map of what is here. There's so much. It's a little bit of a maze to get through here. And of course, so many signs just to help you guide through from outside and inside, like on the streets, definitely. And yeah, here's what the show looked like from inside the arena. Just massive gathering, pretty busy actually too. So the first one we have here is of course the G scale of Thomas the Tank Engine. All the kids just have been going nuts over it. And all along the side it's all vendors. So a lot of O scale, N scale, HO scale, used stuff, new stuff, you name it. We got an N scale layout here that was actually just sits on tables. That way there you can just set it up and quick to go. Just so many vendors on the side here. And now we're going to be looking at Ottawa Valley N track. So they always come out every time. It's a nice little layout. Lots of scenery. I would love to make something that they have here for Ho-Track, which is an actual lift-out bridge, because for us, we got to duck under our stuff. But it's a great little show. I'm loving it. Just trying to get whatever I can for footage for you all. Alrighty, so we got more vendors here. Now we're into some N scale or HO scale product like used Bachman, Athearn, etc. It all depends on your era and what you want to do with model railroading and all that. Even track as well. Another small switching layout. It's just a point-to-point instead of a loop. We also got some stuff that you actually don't see that much at a show. There's actually some rare stuff, like some really old stuff. Also, there's also memorabilia and everything like that. And now we're moving on to the ON30 Dirty 30 gang. This is actually where one of my friends, Mr. Bob Moore, he's part of this club. And this is the layout that they usually set up at a show. It's a nice little layout. Like, you could see the size of the locomotives, and they're running on HO scale track. And this layout has been getting bigger and bigger every year, every time I see it. There's always more that they add to it. It's a nice layout. We're now moving on here to the back side of the arena where there's another vendor. There's an actual few pieces that I do like to usually take a look at, and it's wooden signs and all that they have on that wall. I was looking at them earlier, but I didn't purchase them. Oh, there was an O&R Super Continental. More track, more memorabilia, more stuff on sale. Just enjoying time, going around the actual show, just seeing what they have. You got a couple of guys selling buses. And then we are moving on to the Ottawa British Club. So these guys run double O equipment. It's the track is almost the same scale as HO. It's just their scale is 176, whereas HO scale is 187. And it's not a bad little layout. Pretty good there just to get it out to the shows and all that. Moving on, we have more vendors. Headset if you actually want to do RTC. And now we're on the Mississippi Valley Associated Railroad. So this is another T-track layout, but it's an HO scale. So the modules just sit on top of a table and they connect together. I believe it's DC and DCC. I don't know how it works. I believe one track is actually DC and the other track is DCC. Small little sections, but you can do actually quite a bit. As you can see, nice big sweeping curves. A couple of little industries here. Next, we are moving on to Lego gauge. So this is Lego model railroading. Or I think it's what they call L gauge. I'm not sure. If someone could point that out, reference me. Yeah, we're now on to a few more vendors here. So there's also books, signs, vehicles for scenery, parts, you name it. So this vendor here was garden scale. It's nothing but large stuff as well. And they also sold a lot of buses as well, like from Corgi and from Rapido trains, iconic replicas. Just so much stuff. Some of the buses are intriguing, but I didn't feel like buying anything. Then we have a G-scale layout here. Some more buildings. Some art, memorabilia. And this display, we have someone that's actually been doing model cars and all that. He just comes on out to show his support for the model railroad. So, yeah, anything you are looking for, like whatever scale, it was there. It's a good little show. All right, we are now going to move on to the community hall where the last few vendors are and the last layout. So we have in here, we also have Ho-Track, we got the Belleville Model Railroad Club. We had another vendor of O scale on that side, and we have Matt Gendra, who is fathers with Charles Gendra, who of Custom Trains. You should look him up. So this is the Belleville point-to-point layout. A little switching layout. So this is Matt Gendra's stand. So he does weathering, and as well they buy and sell stuff. And this is also that O-scale area that I was talking about earlier. And the last little bit of layout that we're looking at here is, of course, Hotrack with our layout and setup. So as you can see, we got the yard right down the middle. And it's just a simple loop. So the show was like people were coming in and out in waves. Like we get a little bit, then so many at once, and then a little bit more. Then it died down a little bit. It was like that throughout the entire weekend. Just going around. A couple of the members also brought out new stuff that they just got. And as you can see right now, everyone's on lunch during the show. So that's the bows that just went by. That's one of the two new modules that's actually part of the club now. It's got more scenery. And usually we have two people watching the layout at one time, just to let you know. And as well, just to keep everyone enthusiastic, we always try to keep a train running. So another module that really never comes out that often is Danforth. So this is a nice long one. It's a station, and there's also a single siding. It's usually hooked up to the fill yard on the back. But that's going to be it, everyone, for the show. And we're going to just head on back and talk about how the show went. So let's do this. Well, now we're back from the show. I'll tell you right now, I had a great time there. We ran trains. I went and looked at the other layouts. There was a lot of vendors and a lot of people that showed up. As well, even though I didn't buy anything, something was delivered to me. I do have the first and second run of this. I will be probably doing a review on this in the future. I want to thank my buddy for dropping this off to me. This is the third run of the Rapido Wide Angus van. I bought this a few weeks earlier before the show. And I will be doing a review on this and doing comparison with Run 1 and Run 2. So, there's going to be more videos to come. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, make sure the signal's green and keep moving down the line.